That morning I woke up before Theo and got ready, like it was any other wedding day. I did my hair, I put on my makeup. I even slipped into my dress because I wanted him to believe, right up until the very last second, that I was still his naive little fiancé who would forgive anything for the sake of our perfect love story. At exactly 2:00, 200 of our closest family and friends were seated in the most beautiful venue in the city, waiting to witness what they thought would be the wedding of the year. The flowers were perfect, the music was playing softly, and Theo stood at the altar in his custom tuxedo, checking his watch with that confident smile I used to find so charming. His groomsmen flanked him. His parents sat in the front row beaming with pride. And everyone was holding their phones, ready to capture our perfect moment. But I wasn't walking down that aisle. Instead, I was 3 miles away in my car, still in my wedding dress, watching everything unfold through the live stream I'd set up with our photographer Michelle. Our wedding planner was discreetly trying to figure out where the bride had gone, whispering urgently into her headset, while guests started murmuring among themselves. Theo's smile was beginning to crack around the edges as the minutes ticked by, and I could see him scanning the back of the venue, probably wondering if I was just running late with some last-minute emergency. At 2:15, Michelle approached the microphone. With obvious reluctance, ladies and gentlemen, we are experiencing a slight delay with the ceremony. Please bear with us for just a few more minutes. The murmur in the crowd grew louder, and I watched Theo's face turn from confusion to genuine worry. His best man leaned over to whisper something in his ear, probably trying to reassure him. But Theo was starting to look panicked now, like maybe he was beginning to suspect this wasn't just cold fate or wedding day nerves at 2:30. Right when I knew everyone would be getting restless and Theo would be absolutely losing his mind with anxiety, I sent the signal to our AV technician. A simple text that said now. The large screens that were supposed to display our engagement photos suddenly lit up with something very different. My face appeared, and even through the live stream, I could hear the collective gasp as 200 people realized they were looking at the missing bride. Hello everyone. My recorded voice echoed through that beautiful venue. I know you're all wondering where I am and why I'm not standing next to Theo right now. Well, I'm about to show you exactly why I couldn't marry him. I watched Theo's face go white as he realized what was happening, watched him frantically gesture to someone to turn off the screens, but it was too late. I'd made sure the AV system was locked down tight. Then came the footage from 2 days ago. Crystal clear audio and video of Theo screaming at me in that kitchen, calling me pathetic and ungrateful, his voice full of venom and contempt. You could have heard a pin drop in that venue as 200 people watched the man they thought they knew reveal his true nature, but the worst was yet to come. The slap rang out through the sound system like a thunderclap, and I watched an entire wedding congregation recoil in horror. The reaction was immediate and devastating. Theo's mother actually screamed. His father stood up so quickly he knocked over his chair, and half the guests were already pulling out their phones to record what was happening. Theo himself was having a complete meltdown at the altar, shouting at the AV booth at his groomsmen, at anyone who would listen, that this was all fake, that I was crazy, that everyone needed to stop watching. But they couldn't stop watching because I wasn't done yet. The screen filled with a compilation of moments that painted the complete picture. Months of subtle abuse, control, and manipulation that had been building up to that slap. His own words, his own voice, condemning him in front of everyone who had ever respected him. By the time my message ended with, "I hope you all understand why I couldn't say I do to a man who thinks love means control," the entire venue was in chaos.